Light up a smoke, it's time for the show.
Yo.
Idiocracy now.
Grow your beer and grow your dope.
Sorry.
Put down your penis and pick up Hot Pocket. It's time for Idiocracy now. Now.
I really want to see what an alien looks like.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, this is Idiocracy Now. I'm Chris, that's Carter, and this is What's Cooking.
Episode 14. What's cooking? Tacos.
For our Mexican immigrants.
Yeah, we heard there's a caravan coming, so we're here for them.
Yeah. I'm going to make them food, and I'm going to eat it on their behalf, because I'm all for immigration.
We're at an undisclosed location. It's near the border. I know there's snow outside, but climate change.
Yeah, it's global warming causes snow.
Yep.
That's what I hear. Can you hear me?
It smells good. I think so. I think it should work. It's a little different today.
It's been a long time, and that's been my fault. I took a hiatus.
Well, it was Women's History Month, so we figured we should take the month off just out of respect.
Mm-hmm. For women.
Yeah, they don't want to hear our garbage during their History Month.
Is it? There's a Woman History Month?
March, yep.
Didn't
you get the memo?
No, is there a white, straight male History Month?
Yeah.
I think that's just every year.
It's President's Day.
President's Day? Yeah, except one. The 44th. Big, lanky, half black. I don't like how people call Obama our first black president. He's half black.
He's not even really half black.
No, he's not African American.
He's like 20% African American, 40% Malaysian or something. Lots of Irish.
I don't get it. Didn't his mom have a weird name?
I don't know. I can't remember his mom's name. It's in the past.
What's Barack Obama's mom's name?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama's mother was Ann Dunham.
Ann Dunham's?
Oh, her name was Stanley Ann Dunham. Her name was Stanley.
I feel weird being the only one without headphones. I think I'm going to take them off and take our chances.
Just let it ride. I mean, it kind of feels like we're not doing a podcast.
Oh, shit, yeah. I feel like the podcast is over now.
Yeah, the podcast is over.
All right, let's just make some tacos.
There we are. I'm going to light up. Oh, by the way, if you're going to crush beef up, use a potato masher. It works so well. It gets it all.
That is working really sweet.
Yeah. And always cook in cast iron. I feel it's superior. It lasts forever. My grandkids are going to get this pan.
Yeah,
It's going to have 1 million tenderloins cooked in it.
I have a pan from 1905. It
Really?
cost me like $150.
Think about how many meals that's cooked.
Yeah, it's got some history. I'm sure. The guy had he had some other pans too that were like $500. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, this pan is older than the country. All right, well.
Older than where were you?
Podunk Town flea market.
How is it older than the country?
Older than this country. He had like a $500 one that was from like
I wasn't listening.
1750 or something. I mean, how else would a pan be $500? An old black pan, you know?
And how do you know? You just gotta trust him.
So, what was that you were just adding into this dish here?
It's Old El Paso taco seasoning.
Oh, yeah. They'll love that.
Yeah. Maybe some of them are from Old El Paso.
Maybe.
I know. Actually, I think I got the clip down there. I think a lot of them are from Honduras. The majority of the people are from Honduras, with some people escaping gang violence in El Salvador, so they say. And the gang violence, as they said, they went through an election and 30 people died. So if that's out of the whole fucking country, 30 people died today in America. Easy.
So we've got two clips here. One is the group behind the migrant crisis or migrant caravan, and then
Pueblos and fucking shit.
right.
Some Mexican towns are hosting a caravan of more than 12,000 Central American migrants.
it's 1,200.
That's what I said. The migrants were headed to the U.S. border with the advocacy group Pueblos and Fronteras. I think I said 12,000. The caravan's 2,000-mile journey began at some point this spring near the Guatemalan border. Some members of the caravan will try to seek asylum. Others will try to attempt to sneak into the United States illegally. Mexico is facing pressure from the President Trump to stop the migrants. I just read that totally wrong. I'm so Trump railed on Twitter against this shit. Whoa, shit!
This is my first day on the YouTube computer job.
Yeah, I'm cooking. I'm making meals for the hungry Mexicans, who are probably mostly women and children. I don't understand. How are you going to walk through a whole bunch of country there where everybody speaks your language, and then when you finally get there and nobody speaks your fucking language and nobody wants you here, you go, ah, yes, this is where we belong. And now I don't like the laws because they don't want me, so I'm going to bitch about it. You know, fuck these people. I don't know. I don't know if it's me being an American. You fight for the shit you like. If you like El Salvador and you're going to call yourself El Salvadorian, it's fucking worth fighting for. Read some Marcus Aurelius, you fucking bums.
What's the deal with Marcus Aurelius? I've heard that name twice this week.
Oh, Marcus Aurelius, he was a emperor of Rome, and he was really opposite of what people thought. I mean, he had immense power. He had control of everything, and he just sat and just pondered his power and tried to be the best person that he could. He wrote like a personal a note to himself, a very long note that turned out to be as long as a book, and he never wanted it published, but it's published, and it's one of the most famous philosophy books that there is. I don't know. Ever since I've it started with The Gladiator, and you learn about Marcus Aurelius and the movie The Gladiator.
That's the dude,
That's where I learned from him.
like the slave, like that what's his name played, or no?
No, Marcus Aurelius is the emperor of Rome.
Okay.
Yeah, he's worth looking into, but he's self-introspective. It's fucking you look it up.
All right, I will.
So what he says, he's talking to a soldier that doesn't want to. He's tired from battle, and he's like, I just want to go home. He's like, well, tell me about your home. And he's like, well, I got a wife, I got 3 boys, and I got an olive farm with palms on the south side and berries on the north.
Okay, I remember this part of the movie
And
now.
then he goes, oh, it's worth fighting for. And then he has that aha moment. He's like, yeah, it is. And then, so, if you're going to come here and be like, I'm El Salvadorian and brown pride and shit, it's like, well, do you love El Salvador? It's like,
Maybe they fucking hate it.
well,
I don't know.
Then
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Like,
how can you, like, Africans are born in Africa and don't migrate. I mean, they love, like, there's pride. Where you're born, that's all you know. You shouldn't be like, oh.
yeah, well, you know what it is, though? A lot of these people are, like, watching all these Transformers movies and shit, and they're like, oh, man, that's the place that I want to live. I want, what all this American, I don't know if you could call it propaganda, but all this, American movies they're watching, and it just looks like frickin' paradise. and maybe it is compared to where they are. But, Mexico is a huge, long country. It seems like it would take forever to get through that.
Well, they said 2,000 miles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's all like this one company, this group that is like saying, "Hey, we're doing a parade, 2,000-mile parade."
It seems like they could easily pick up another couple thousand on the way.
Everybody, come down! Come on, join in. There's a parade. We're going to America, everybody. There's going to be 5,000 of them. They can't stop us. And all of a sudden, there's going to be a fucking camp at the border with all these fucking women and fucking children.
Sure, but...
And they put themselves in that position. And I don't feel bad for the kid, for the mom, for the grandma, for the fucking auntie just died, or little Pablo in the fucking corner, or the fucking... Half of them are fucking... Probably of men our age. I don't give a
probably.
fuck. Fuck them all. I'm sorry. That's kind of harsh, but I think you should have some national pride. I'm sorry.
To me, 1,200 isn't very much. Like, there's tiny towns.
1,200. Well, that's just like what it's starting a precedence.
Precedent. But I'm just saying that, like, this one tiny town in Arizona would have 3,000 illegals come over every night, and that's just one tiny town. Like. And if you think about like 1 million, that whatever the number is that come over every year, this 1,200 probably happened like not all at once before, I guess. But 1,200 is not a very large group compared to what are coming over. Like even if they came over all 1,200 in one day, that'd still be like 10% of the people that came over that day. Like You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more than 1,200. But I'm curious to see what happened because I could see them like building a giant crowd and making it a big thing, you know. That's the way I would play it if I were them, trying to like literally just overrun the border.
I don't get it.
Can't really expect to get it though, man. Fucking, we don't even know what they eat in Honduras besides tacos.
Well, they're gonna eat these tacos. Fucking Hondurans.
All right, what's next on the clip list here?
What's next? I'm gonna wash out this pan and I'm gonna fill it full of oil and I'm gonna fry up some tortillas, or however they say it in Mexican.
So we went to. About a month ago, I went to the Richard Spencer speech at Michigan State and ran into a whole bunch of Antifa people trying to fuck with people that were going to watch the speech. And I'm going to play that video in the background or wherever, in the little box, hopefully.
I stole your flag.
And so Chris ganked that flag from...
Strong-armed it. Stared him down. I said, you want it? Come get it.
Found it on the ground.
Mm-hmm. I said, when are you going to get butt fucked? Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I was disturbed after that. Like, just like editing the video and watching it, like, was literally like, I don't know, just seeing people that were that out of their minds, like, with like absolute hatred for these people that they don't even know, screaming Nazi at them. It was just really, I don't know, it was like disturbing to me to see that kind of like level of like passionate like violence.
It's misplaced passion, and I've never seen a group of I don't want to call them sissies or weak beta males, class B children wanting to be men. There was a whole bunch of people like if I could yell at my dad, this is what I'd tell him.
Yeah.
And if none of them had courage on an individual basis, and even when you go there unmasked and you stare them in their eyes, they look away. None of them have an argument past he's a Nazi, and that's it. I mean, before I forget, remember when we were on the front lines and we heard we were like, we need an emotional support medic?
I didn't hear it, but you mentioned it. I didn't actually hear it myself.
What the fuck is that, man?
It sounds like a joke.
Hey, I'm sad! I need a medic! What the fuck?
No, man.
What, are you going to come in with some water?
A couple things blew my mind. I didn't know, like, I mean, you'd think that they were, like, leftist people, like, opposing this white supremacist, but, like, some of them, they had, like, the skull shirt with a devil on it, and, like, you know, everyone's wearing black, and, like, some of them, like, were, to me, seemed just generally really kind of hardcore angry people. later that night, I was gonna go home and start editing the video, but I decided to go to a bar where I thought some of the Antifa would be.
Yeah.
And I was right. I ran into a couple of them, and they were like, even there, they were trying to bully this guy who came in with a suit. And so I talked to the dude with the suit and told him what was going on. And then later that night, some people were calling him a Nazi. He was just there to sing Frank Sinatra with the karaoke. So he was dressed, in a suit, and he was like, getting some shit for it. They were yelling, even when he was singing Frank Sinatra, they were like, Nazi, Nazi, at the bar. Anyway,
I totally advocate running those people over with your vehicles if you can get away with it legally. Run them the fuck over because
if you can legally and lawfully run them over.
Yes, do it. Do it. I want to put mace in my windshield wiper solvent, and just turn it forward. So if there's ever a line of protesters in there, I'll have a giant truck that squirts mace in the eyes of little tiny pansies. Seriously, I stared them down. Like I even made sure they could see my beard and my whole entire face. Like I pulled one guy off of you that
I didn't even notice.
Balled up his back, grabbed him by the backpack and pulled him back. I horseshoed his fucking ass. And he looked at me and I was like, really? He goes, sorry.
Huh. I was shocked at the kind of people that were there. It was not what I was expecting. I was also surprised later to find out that
after gauging the temperature of the crowd, I was totally okay being by myself in there because I know if I got in a fight that I would have had to maybe fight one person full on and maybe take a couple kicks to the ribs, but that's a normal fight for me.
Yeah.
These guys.
I agree.
These guys are on another level of pansy. I've never seen. It's like.
To me, the whole thing was really a bizarre level of wherever their mind was at. I didn't even know existed.
It's like a whole bunch of people that got. I don't even. It's like you had to be a level of stupid to be in that crowd and be passionate.
Yeah, I don't know where they get the motivation to even do that. There was one video of these guys before we got there that were blocking the police tank, basically, whatever they call those. So they were blocking it by laying down in front of it, and then because they didn't want it to go into a certain area or just for whatever, they laid down in front of it. And so a couple minutes later, the thing starts backing up and kind of leaving, and so people lay down behind it. And I'm thinking, wait, what's your goal here? Do you want it to leave? Because right now it's stuck where it is because you're laying down behind it. I don't know, it's just funny. People were just. They're just out there to get their colors, I think, sometimes. Some of the things they were doing, it didn't make any sense.
I can't wait to go to the next Antifa rally undercover as Antifa with a whole bunch of people.
That's basically
undercover,
what we did. The camera.
With me to just disrupt them. And then if they start a fight with me, there's going to be some people that pop out of the woodwork and knock people in the back of their fucking heads. It's... The cops were letting people fight. When Antifa was fighting amongst themselves, nobody jumped in. Nobody.
Did you see any of the videos of when the Nazis, the actual National Socialist chanting dudes, came in and started the fight before we got there?
Oh, I really wish.
There was some good fights on that. Here's a clip of some of these Antifa type misguided youth attacking this guy coming out of his van to go see the.
It's an old man. Look at him. The old man gets out. What are you gonna do? He gets pulled back in. Oh, now that your door's shut, I'm gonna kick it.
I don't know. That says a lot to me. Just the mentality of. Oh, here comes an old guy who's obviously not one of us. So let's kick his van, his minivan. I don't know.
Drove by a woman. Those three motherfuckers wouldn't go and fight three dudes their same size. Not in a million fucking years. Those three dudes were three bitches.
And I don't know.
God, I want to fucking hit every single one of them. God, it sucks so bad. Antifa. Oh, my numbers. My numbers in the first episode. Call me all you want. I'll meet you, and you can bring all the people you want, and I'll bring a whole bunch of people that will legally carry arms, and I will come intimidate you in public.
What I didn't like to see later that night too, there was like a group of like 5 or 6 Antifa that just strolled through the bar like looking for people. And it's just, that to me is like being a Nazi. When you're like going around looking for other people that are like of the political opposition to fight with them.
Yeah.
Like that's, I don't know, that's fucked up.
Where are they? What are you guys looking for, Jews?
Right? I don't know. Then they might not fight you personally. I think a lot of them would, but some of them.
But they'll cost the shit out of you.
Or they would be happy to see you like arrested or, you know, have violence done against you if like they could get the police to do it or something. You know, like.
Which doesn't make sense anyway, because they're against the police.
That didn't make sense either. I don't know. It blew my mind. I'll tell you that, I guess.
Yeah.
So on a lighter note, this will tie into the cooking show, I guess. If we had any
in Germantown today as the crop came
it's
in.
the marshmallow farmer.
Yes,
clip.
you could call this year's marshmallow crop mighty. Looks like it. Yes, a year for the harvest. Quite a contrast to like cold weather killed off the real harvestable marshmallows of the Free State. But Todd Butler of Butler's Orchard in Germantown says he's ready to take his 500-acre crop
So
to market this month.
Video?
Well, marshmallows are ripe about now, and they last through the month of
Look
April.
at that guy's hat.
So
That's pretty
this would be
sweet.
the month for the market.
Yeah, as you can see, they're nice and ripe now. They get big and plump, and if they get too ripe, they fall on the ground.
State agricultural inspectors have been openly optimistic this year with Maryland production. This crop today was given the Maryland seal of approval for sale here and abroad. This is the first crop to reach maturity since the project began a few years ago.
Well, it takes about 5 to 7 years to really get them into full production.
Plant the trees and everything.
Keep it watered, and you have to prune them and fertilize them. It's a difficult crop to grow.
Can you make money with marshmallows? What do you think you're going to make on 500 acres?
Well, we hope to make $2 or $3 million this year on the marshmallows.
Is it hard to find marshmallow pickers?
Well, no, the Washington area has lots of people that like to come out and pick their own marshmallows.
And now let's check in with some marshmallow tasters to find out the inside.
I don't know. That's some great fake news type of old shit. It's got to be actually old. I don't know if you could put that kind of filter on a video. It reminds me of my grandparents knew this lady who thought that cottage cheese grew on a plant in the garden. I don't know if it'd be like a pouch of cottage cheese.
We convinced my sister that spaghetti grew on trees, and that rocks came from rock farms, and cars had blinker fluid. One time, my friend's mother, Kathy, she worked at the hospital. She sent some poor kid down to like the maintenance men and asked them for fallopian tubes, plastic fallopian tubes. And,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to remember that, dude. There's so many things that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna remember that and use it someday.
Never do.
And it's gone. It's like a dream.
That's sort of me in school. I just remembered instead of like, multiplication tables. So it's just like, if somebody says this, you say that because it's funny. And
That's how I'm gonna become popular. Everyone will like me. Yeah, that's how it goes.
well, it worked. It worked. I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what's next on the agenda?
Oh well, here's something.
Okay, so yeah.
Something you
Let's
used
get
to do
in.
in high school. No.
No, all right. Let's get into this. This is disgusting.
I'm so used to using my Apple. I'm like, how does this thing work?
Well, the latest teen trend sweeping the internet is not only dangerous, it's disgusting. Reporter Angela Greenwood from our CBS station in Sacramento, KOVR, explains.
I haven't done nothing that stupid.
It's the latest online challenge.
It's just another thing to add to the shocking list.
That has teens doing this.
That's
Not quite right.
Called the Condom Snorting Challenge. Teens put unwrapped condoms
Surprised
into
it
one of
goes
their
up there so
nostrils
low.
and then inhale until it comes out of their mouth.
Really? I think I've seen like a stupid video about it.
How gross is that?
A challenge craze that comes with deadly consequences.
It's almost as if you're putting saran wrap up your nose.
Not only can snorting
that's a
condoms
good
cause
idea.
infection and sinus issues,
30 milligrams is the dose that he needs.
but Sacramento pediatrician Dr. Daniel McCrimmon says it can lead to suffocation.
It could bypass the throat and then lodge into the trachea.
But just like others before it, the Tide Pod Challenge, even multiple types of suicide challenges, teens are ignoring the
Suicide
danger.
challenge.
Sacramento 7th grader Jordan
know if
Love
you did it
says
right.
he doesn't get it.
This is dumb. Like, why would you do that?
A question most of us have. Dr. McCrimmon says there's likely an underlying issue.
But I think the common denominator then with all of these experimentations is that the kids just don't sense a feeling of personal happiness to sustain them. And they're looking for things to make them happy.
Never-ending trends putting teens at risk.
Everything will be locked up and put away and secure in our house.
What's
Well,
that?
teen-
Everything will be locked away and put away in our house. We're gonna hide all our condoms so our kids don't snort them. Is that what she was saying? That was kind of a just thrown in the end
Trend
kind of thing.
sweeping the internet is not only dangerous,
Hold on.
it's disgusting.
Put away and secure in our house. Everything will be locked up and put away and secure in our house.
Well, the latest teen
course.
trend sweeping the internet is not
Wouldn't be a proper cooking show if we didn't try the result.
I think it looks delicious.
I wonder if I can snort this up my nose. So I have to wonder if it's one of those things that it's just like two people did it and put a video up, and then CBS is like, "Hey, let's run with that," and now like 1,000 kids are gonna try.
Yeah, why would you make it more popular? It's like they're fanning the flames.
Delicious.
It really is.
It's actually great.
All you hungry migrants should have stayed home and cooked fucking tacos because this is great.
I'm sure they have taco trucks in their caravan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like carts, they push them around.
Yeah, it looked like they were walking. So if it's 2,000 miles, they'll be here in about 4 months.
As an American, I can't name somebody from another country that I would want to move here. Like even from the white countries. Italian? And then, get the fuck out of here.
talking about
Get the fuck, you think you're cool with your accent? Get the fuck out of here. Unless you're a woman, then you gotta be hot, and then you can stay.
I'll vote for you. That's fine.
Yep, there's gonna be a lot of talent walking around. And no president's ever said that. I will bring so much ass into this country. You will not know what to Russian ass, Chinese ass, Asian ass, all the Asian ass. All of it. All the boy girls stay home. We're taking 14, 15-year-olds. We get them here, get them Americanized. By the time they're 18, we turn them out. So much ass. I will bring so much ass. You'll get the male vote.
Are you tired of fat chicks?
Yeah.
Vote Chris.
Vote Chris. All the ass. Just whatever. Everybody gets a fast car and all the ass.
We do live in like Fat Chick Central here in mid-Michigan. It's an epidemic for sure.
Every day, I pick a random license plate or random license, and I print $1 bills with your face on it.
What?
2020. Vote for me. I'll put your face on $1.
Oh, okay.
Like, Mom, this is a special edition.
Yeah,
Right under,
that would
right
encourage
under
savings.
Carter the fire starter.
Funny guy.
My family called me Kissifer because my name is Christopher.
Kissifer.
So I murdered them all. And I feasted on their bodies for weeks.
And then bought them
tacos.
Bought them lingerie at Victoria's
shit. Yeah,
Secret.
I forgot that.
For your dead mom.
Propped her up. My mom's dead. No, my mom's very much alive. I love her very much.
Nice lady.
She's a hugger.
I see her around, and she never really remembers who I am.
I have a bad memory, and I think I get it from her. I have a bad memory, and I don't remember where I got it from.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, my bad memory comes from my dad's side, but that could be the alcoholism too.
I drank heavily. I think I made at least 1,100 days straight drinking whiskey every night.
1,100.
1,100 days straight.
It is a long time. It adds up.
Well, yeah. You start thinking, well, I haven't took a day off in a year, and then all of a sudden, it's been 2 years, and even though you had flu that one time, you still, it's like a little bit of whiskey will take the sickness away. And then all of a sudden it's 3 years, and you're like, wow, well that's
like 1,000 days.
That's 1,000 days, and then I didn't get to 12,000 because I ended up with an intestinal disease.
Saved your life, brother.
That saved my life. It did, and now I don't drink. Now I just bitch about fucking women and children trying to get into America to have a better life because I don't understand.
Well, you're balancing it out with tacos.
And I hate what I don't understand.
Well, up here in Michigan, really, I don't know. I don't think we have anything to worry about them stealing our jobs up here. Unless you're really into picking blueberries. But the people down there at the border, I'm glad I don't live down there. That would get annoying.
My dad went to go to do some work in Arizona, and he fucking hated it. He said, okay, racist alert. There's so many goddamn Mexicans on the job site, and they're so fucking stupid. It made for a very, very dangerous environment. And I will not work in that environment. I will not work in a dangerous environment.
Huh.
I was like, what kind of shit were they doing? It's like makeshift everything, piles of rebar, just dangerous. I can't do it. I drove all the way out there for work. I drove back. Arizona.
Huh.
God damn it. My dad's not a racist. He hates everybody equally.
I have a friend that worked there as a janitor, but he would work nights by himself, and then he would go back and fall asleep during the day in his trailer by himself, and then go back to work by himself. And then every day it's like, it's hot and sunny again. Oh shit. He came back shortly after he went to his car after work. He went and hopped in his car, was gonna drive back home, and this immigrant lady put a knife to his neck. She was sleeping in the back seat.
Damn.
And something happened, like a scuffle. I don't think he drove her anywhere. And anyway.
Maybe it was that one time a Mexican put a gun to my head and robbed me for my cocaine. That I didn't. Maybe got a salty taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean.
By cocaine, I mean not cocaine.
Tacos. More tacos.
More tacos? I was in my underwear.
So this Facebook is hopefully going down and going bankrupt, but I'm sure they're not really.
No.
They're in a lot of shit, more than I thought they could ever be in. I thought our government liked them a lot. Yeah.
You want another one?
Not yet. I'm still working on this delicious one here. So, Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah, can you talk to me about this?
I'll try to explain it. I'll try to explain it.
Yeah, explain it to me.
So, Cambridge Analytica is they work for anybody, but they were working for the Republican Party.
They're subcontracted?
Yeah, so the GOP or a campaign would hire them to, or did hire them to put together a bunch of what do they call that? Psychographic data, which is just
Like kind of an algorithm or something?
Probably a lot to do with that, but I think they figure out categories of people who to market to more than other ones. So like it'll be a waste of time if you're gonna market to liberal.
Why would you try to sell dildos to cancer patients?
Exactly. Well,
Doesn't.
what, are you saying they don't use dildos?
Yeah.
You don't think? Probably not.
I'd be fucking the shit out of myself. Y'all be fuck myself like I was dying.
And so anyway, they
I went skydiving. I took 9 inches from Ivan. What? All right, go ahead. Sorry. It's a popular country song about a guy. Live like you were dying. I took 9 inches from Ivan.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah, I did.
Good. I hope so. Anyway, Jesus Christ. So Cambridge Analytica.
Kelly, you're right. I interrupt too much.
No, it was fine. It just kind of took my mind to a weird place.
God damn it. You got to shake that shit off. Cambridge Analytica.
Yep. So they somehow got Facebook data from 87 million people. It is now.
Okay.
And which is not that unusual. Like any company that has like those stupid quizzes or like Farmville type of apps on Facebook, they're getting your Facebook data when you click on them. And but what they're not supposed to do is they're not supposed to sell that to any other company. They used to do this. They used to be able to do this, I think, until like 2014. But now they're the company that steals it in the first place, or like, you know, gets it kind of in a way that
Nefarious.
Yeah. You're like agreeing to their terms when you do the stupid app.
Yeah, if you want to do it.
To find out what your favorite spirit color is or whatever. Like,
hey, do you want to play this game where you squash bugs? Videotape yourself masturbating and send it to us, and you can play the game.
Yeah.
If not, fuck you. Oh, you don't agree? Then you can't play our game. Touch yourself.
Yeah, and like Facebook they've came out that they even listen to through your microphones to identify what kind of a person you are. And anyway, so Cambridge Analytica got that data and helped the GOP out, which helped Trump win. And so now Zuckerberg is in trouble, which I'm just surprised. Like, I thought they would never give up on him. It seemed like he's pacifying the nation in a pretty effective way. So I'm sure he'll get off.
Oh, yeah.
But
this is just a pony show.
This is some sort of pony show for sure. But it's great because people are getting off of Facebook because of it. People are hashtag delete your face back or whatever.
Which brings us to this video right here, right?
Oh, yeah. We haven't played it yet?
Did we? No,
we
still at the beginning.
87 million people now affected by the Cambridge Analytica data scandal here for Facebook. It's bad news.
Right, and the bad news keeps coming, unfortunately. We had thought the number was closer to 50 million people. Now they're saying 87 million people, mostly in the United States. It's a very long blog post that has just come out of the Facebook newsroom. I'm still reading through it, but talking about, you know, how exactly they're taking a hard look at the information, what third-party developers are actually having access to, and then at the very bottom is that line, we believe the number is now closer to 87 million people. So, you know, obviously Facebook has a lot to answer to, and we can imagine that this is what lawmakers are going to be asking Mark Zuckerberg about next week on Capitol Hill. Facebook has confirmed that he will be speaking to the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Of course, lawmakers have been briefed behind closed doors by lower-level Facebook executives, but lawmakers have said they're not getting good enough answers. They want to speak to Zuckerberg himself, and now we know that Mark Zuckerberg will be there in person. We are all getting on a call with Facebook at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time today, where presumably we're going to hear more detail about all of this. Earlier today, the company also updated its privacy settings. They made it clear to say that nothing is changing, but they're being much more clear about how exactly they use your data, why they used your data, services like...
We have a visitor.
Something about we got a surprise guest. His name's Joe. Hi, Joe.
How you doing?
Good. You can say hi. Don't be shy. We're talking about Facebook and how they're selling everybody's fucking information.
Yeah, that's quite controversial.
You want
controversial. No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you. It looks really good, though. Yeah, they're going to have to come up with some idea on how to safeguard. And it just happened again with Orbit.
Are you on Facebook?
Well, let's just say the people that need to be on Facebook are on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I myself, no.
A lot of people's family be like, I set you up a Facebook.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have a Facebook. So
Right. And no, I can't have a Facebook, unfortunately.
Well, you're not missing out on much, really.
Right. Yeah.
If you need to talk to somebody, you just talk to them.
It is essential for the public to have a forum like Facebook. I think it's great. It gives everyone a voice, but not to market. We, as being the product, we're the product for Facebook. So they're obviously they're selling us to the advertisers.
yeah, Facebook can be overused just like any good thing, like sugar, like alcohol. The more time you spend with it, the badder, the worse it is for you. Right?
Well,
yeah, some people have that serious problem too. But he's just saying, they just use your shit, and they're using you and selling all your shit. What do you get out of it?
There's a popular talk show host. She's a lady, and her break into her show is your trying to think of the slogan here.
You're being watched, motherfucker.
Your positive addiction radio station, radio show.
Oh yeah.
That's how she breaks into it. No, your healthy radio addiction. That's what she says.
What show is that?
Pardon me?
What's her name?
Laura
Ingram.
Laura Ingram. She's she's on. Got her own talk show.
Yeah, I've seen her
now.
Yeah.
So
she left Fox or got fired or something weird.
No, Laura is still with Fox.
We made
she?
Yeah.
Joey.
You're speaking of Megyn Kelly that left Fox and now is wandering the abyss.
No, I know that one, but for some reason I was thinking Laura Ingram had a scandal that she was involved with. But yeah, I can see her face right now. She's kind of like a gruff lady, sort of pretty serious chick.
She's I wouldn't say that. She has conservative views.
You know who has got a real wooden face? Is Greta Van Susteren.
That might be who I'm thinking of, actually.
Yeah, Greta Van Susteren. She's like, wow.
I think that might be. I have to look that up.
Who is it? I'm trying to. She has a funny name, but she's known for her Middle East role, and it's
Christiane Amanpour.
Yeah, that's her name, Christiane Amanpour.
She's on PBS now.
Yeah,
so.
I just kind of threw it out there. I can't pronounce. Amanpour, but
Amanpour, yeah. God, I'm a big news head.
Right. Well, you think about it.
So
think about news heads and Geraldo himself. He in the infancy, he started in the civil rights movement with the Puerto Ricans, and it was black and white, and that evolved into being a war correspondent in Vietnam. 2 tons of gear to do the war. Now you can do it on a smartphone.
Uh-huh.
And Geraldo's been there through the whole stretch.
Geraldo's a bad motherfucker.
It's pretty interesting. He finally wrote a book too.
He's not scared to get in the shit. You can't tell him that.
Well, you know that because Capone's vault. That was a complete and utter failure.
Yeah.
But he's resilient enough to bounce back from it.
Hey, at least he tried. You got some taco in your beard.
I was leaving it. It was good. It was good. Effect.
It's good.
Well, I have to go feed my dogs.
Speaking of feeding dogs, we made tacos for the immigrants that are trying to
they
go into the country.
They dispersed.
They dispersed?
They're dispersing as we speak.
Huh.
Really?
I think their sponsors. I think they
They're like, just let them come in small groups.
Right? Yeah. I think
only groups of 13 or 33.
Bless their hearts. They want a better life for themselves. I can't blame them for that.
Yeah. Well, my theory is, why don't they fight for their country if there's such a large number of these people?
Well, Well, usually these are the most weak and downtrodden of the people with
Correct.
less resources, so they usually just get
the fuck out.
Equated. Right, correct.
If they could fight for their country, they'd probably be doing better themselves. You know?
Well, the people that fought for Colombia and Venezuela, where they're at, a lot of them aren't with us because Hugo rigged the election. So there's our front yard is full of dictators. It seems like
our front yard.
That's our front yard, or backyard.
No, it's either way you look at it.
Well,
we probably keep Canada as our front yard. And because everything's presentable, there's a nice little French guy out there. Hello, would you like to call me? And then it was like, and then you get inside the house and it's America. It's like, woo, yeah, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's like, here, let's go. Here, come into the backyard. Well, we got some stuff that'll make you fast or slow.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Joey.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Take care.
Will do.
And we're back. That was good to see.
Man on the street.
See a man on the street.
Joey.
Man
from the local ironworks.
Man on your street.
Man on the street. So.
It was a good cooking show. So we did.
I'm full. I'm sorry for all the racist rants. I haven't had a lot of sleep.
Good excuse.
I've been beaten down.
So yeah, condom snorting.
Yeah, I can't watch it. It makes me want to throw up. I don't know why. Because I look at it and I can feel the thing.
I know. Yeah, I can feel what that would be like. How do I know what that would feel like?
Feel it.
How do we know that? It's weird.
When my first roller coaster was the Raptor at Cedar Point, and it goes upside down like 7 times, corkscrews, fucking. And when I got off, there was this loop with the highest point, and you fucking go up and down. And I was watching people go over this loop, and I was just going, oh, I can't do it. I need some little dot ice cream. I can't do it.
Man, the last roller coaster I was on was like beating people. My one buddy's neck was messed up for a couple weeks after. I felt like I had been in the boxing ring. I did go on it like 2 or 3 times, but it was brutal. Just like from a physical standpoint, it seems really bad for your health.
I haven't been on another one since. So let's talk about Stephon Clark.
Stephon Clark, tell me about him.
He was a black kid allegedly breaking windows out in his neighborhood. Led police on a foot chase where they found him. Thought he had a gun.
Is there a clip for that here?
No, there's not.
Okay, I was gonna say.
And then they shot him 20 times.
All right, so this is the guy.
He's laying on the ground. They shot him.
Was it at night outside of his own house or?
At night, he ran to his grandmother's house. He got shot on her back patio.
Yeah, I think I saw the video from that, but was there a video that went along with it?
Yes, there is.
That always helps.
They shot the shit out of that guy, but here's the thing: black or white, take race totally out of it. I think.
Yeah, good luck, but yeah.
I think that's what happens when two stupid people collide. I think the cops were wrong for fucking, you mistaked it for a gun. You were hiding behind a house. I don't know. It's a hard one. It really is. When you think the cop who says, "Well, I thought I was gonna fucking die. I thought he had a gun. I thought I was gonna fucking die," and then the other party is like, "Well, you shot an unarmed kid, and that's my kid." Well, we were chasing a suspect. He wasn't a kid. I don't know. And then a lot of people said, "Well, they should have just let him go into the house." Well, they didn't know it was grandmother's house. And now you want a hostage situation where there could be a murder instead of a fucking attempted burglary? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of those cops are scared. I mean,
Are
for good
scared,
cause,
and a lot of them
night.
are. Some of them are stupid.
I think
there's
it's
stupid cops out there.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation.
And that
just
kid
all
was
around.
stupid too.
But I don't know. It's almost like a war zone thing where, like, in war, shit happens. Like,
Yeah,
that's
in
kind of
war,
like,
yeah,
if you're in a really bad
Yo, gang,
neighborhood-
gang, you in these streets, homie. You breaking windows. Yep. Well, the other gang got you, homie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This shit keeps happening over and over. I mean, it's never gonna stop, and it's just gonna
No.
be a thing in the news forever and
And I
ever.
think about it. When I was that kid's age, I was younger than him. I was like 13. Yeah, because it was before I went to juvie. I was 13. I ran out of. So there was a band section of our school.
Yeah, I used to skip down there a lot.
And there was a loading dock where you could back a truck in so you could load all the instruments on.
Good for skateboarding.
So I'm breaking into the school. It's midnight, and I've hidden a bunch of stolen goods outside. And I have a VCR, and all of a sudden, I hear cops in the hall.
VCR.
I have cops in the hallway coming down, along with, and they're remodeling the school. So there's a whole bunch of drywall workers.
So was it the cops in the hallway or was it the janitors? Because wouldn't the
No,
cops
there's-
just come out, just drive in the back anyway?
Wait, there's cops
Okay.
inside the school. There's cops outside the school, and no janitors, but they were like construction workers on site because it was when they remodeled the high school. I ran out the back doors because I couldn't go through the school because there was cops. Out the back doors, and right when I was doing that, a guy named Officer Sleep, who I apologize to this day if I still see him, because I put him through hell that night. I ran and jumped over the car with the VCR, and by over the car, like I was already.
You're like, I'm not letting go of this
Over the
VCR.
And I ran all those people on a high-speed chase. Now, I was like one of the fastest people in my grade.
You're on foot. Right?
Always, yeah. And I ran him on the first thing, I jumped over the car, ran across the road, and then there was a baseball field and woods behind the baseball field. I was just on a field trip, so I knew right where there was a big section of mud, and I was a long jumper and a sprinter. So it's like, these motherfuckers were not catching me for the fucking life of them. I got fucking Nikes tight on tight. I got my stealing clothes on. I'm ready for a chase. Now, and I'm just thinking of this. It's like, I'm hiding in the woods and covering myself with leaves and shit, like doing what my dad taught me, like how he learned in the army. And finally, I make it to my house. But little did I know, my friend, who I called to come pick me up, called the cops on me because of something, like he thought I snitched on him or something like that. It was just a big fucking mix-up. This guy's in a mental institution now, so serves him right. So finally, I make my way all the way home, get in a shower, and I get out. And by the time I'm getting out of the shower, the cops are at my house because he gave them my name, and they're covered with mud. And they're covered in mud, and I'm just getting out of the shower. I'm like, hey, what's going on? It's like, yeah, we found your coat in the woods, wrapped up in a VCR. And my cousin had the same exact coat, and she was over. And I was like, this coat right here? And it was this blue Nike. I was like, this coat? And he got so confused.
That's pretty lucky, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, that wasn't me, yeah. Huh. He's like, oh, okay. And then that was it. And then they fingerprinted some stuff, and then I got in trouble. And then I started to go to a place called Day Treatment, which is like juvie light. Just like pick you up in the morning and you spend the day with these fucking assholes, and they drop you off.
Was it from that? Were they like, well, we couldn't prove it, but we know it's you, so you're going to juvie anyway?
No, they went through
or some other shit.
Yeah, they went a different route. Well, because my fingerprints were on the VCR, so that's where I.
Wow, they went all out. That's what it's like around, like in that town. Most towns would be like. I had a buddy telling me about when he lived in Flint and he had a car stolen, the next day they like found parts of the car and stuff on eBay and like found out where their car was at.
Yeah.
And so they like found the dude's address, set up a meeting or whatever, called the cops, and the cops were like, yeah, we can't really do anything. The dude's like, dude, we found my stolen car. And we're like, yeah, but that's Flint. That's different.
Yeah, so I can't imagine like if those cops would have just started shooting at me.
Oh shit, yeah. I've never ran from the cops.
He's got a VCR.
It sure is fun.
It kind of looks like a big suitcase gun.
Looks like he's got a bazooka. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna check the statute of limitations, and then maybe next week I'll tell my story of breaking into the school.
Yeah, no, I already got busted for it. So like, I could. One of the gym teacher, I stole his radio like the week before, and after they found out it was me breaking into the high school, and I had sold his radio to like somebody, so I never got caught with that. But he attacked me in the hallway, Mr. Krupa.
Oh yeah.
Grabbed me up by my shirt.
The drunkard.
Yeah, the guy that didn't have a license that taught driver's ed because of all his DUIs. But as long as he was riding shotgun. But yeah, he grabbed me up and he got put in handcuffs by Officer Gay. And Officer Gay was like, I know how you feel, Krupa, but you can't do this here. Like, you guys are assholes.
Wow.
Well, I was Officer Gay's neighbor 2 houses down. I used to steal his
name, man. Like,
we used to steal
real
his
name, yeah.
You get books and checks and shit. We used to steal them.
Oh god.
Right, you're a faggot on it. Return them. And Officer Gay, fuck you.
And then he took it all out on me and all my friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. we vandalized the fuck out of his house all the time.
It's weird that people knew where his house was.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need to mention it, but I'm pretty sure I did.
It was right on the corner. It was like seriously, I go down like, oh, there's Officer Gay. Living right there. I remember one time he got caught in the cemetery. And I was high as shit. But I had put in
there.
I had Visine and cologne, and I had a full pack of Oreos in that blue Nike jacket that I was telling you about. And so me and my buddy Ryan.
Did you feed it to a horse?
No. Bob is great. No, I was with my friend Ryan, and he was crying. He's like,
second Oreo story.
He's like, Chris, no, we're going to jail. He knows we're high. I was like, Ryan, it's all good. Eat a cookie, man. It's all good. He doesn't know this. And by the way, be quiet. They could be recording us. And so he's looking around, seeing if there's like more of us out there. You can't find anything. And Ryan's crying. I call him Rai Francis. And then we started laughing because he was crying and like eating Oreos. Like, dude, come on, you're crying and eating a cookie. He's like,
He doesn't look high at all. No.
And then it turned into a giggle fest, and took us down to the shop, and we got picked up. We were just, they said we were out after curfew.
Just two young boys out with their Oreos.
Yeah, eating Oreos.
Could have been a thing, but like and the cop thought he was reaching for a gun, but it was just a pack of Oreos.
Yeah, a roll of Oreos. Oh. So I shot those white boys.
Should we wrap it up? I am getting that glitter bug got me really ripped for some reason.
Yep.
I'm struggling.
We're back, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Or no, we'll make another one next Wednesday. And then he normally does all the work, and he puts it out whenever he can. So you'll see us when you see us.
Yeah, we'll do whatever we want. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we do what we want. We're alphas.
Positive Addiction radio station.